Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the fourth week of September 2025. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any local community in America and beyond. Football player D.D. Lewis died September 16, 2025, at the age of 79. He was a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys in the 1960s through 80s, who won Super Bowls 6 and 12 with the team. Lewis is also being remembered for his Hall of Fame college career at Mississippi State. Bear Bryant called him the best linebacker in the country. Singer and songwriter Brett James died September 18, 2025, in Franklin, North Carolina. He died in a small plane crash at the age of 57. Melody Carroll and Merrill Maxwell Wilson also died in the crash. He wrote many #1 country music hits, including Carrie Underwood's Jesus Take the Wheel and Kenny Chesney's When the Sun Goes Down. James is also being remembered for his own music, including such country singles as True Believer, Chasing Amy, and After All. Musician and songwriter Sonny Curtis died September 19, 2025, after a sudden illness at the age of 88. He was a member of the Crickets alongside Buddy Holly, and he took over lead vocal duties after Holly's death. The songs he wrote for the Crickets included I Fought the Law, later made famous by the Bobby Fuller Four. Curtis is also being remembered for writing and singing the theme song to the Mary Tyler Moore show, Love Is All Around. Hockey player Bernie Parent died September 21, 2025, in his sleep at the age of 80. The goaltender helped the Philadelphia Flyers to back-to-back Stanley Cup victories in 1974 and 1975, winning the Conn Smythe Trophy as the playoffs MVP both years and becoming one of the city's all-time favorite athletes. Parent is being remembered among the best goaltenders in NHL history, a Hall of Famer who also shone in his seasons with the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs. Union leader Leo W. Gerard died September 21, 2025, in Sudbury, Ontario, at the age of 78. He was president of the United Steelworkers from 2001 to 2019, longer than any other leader in the union's history. Gerard is being remembered for working his way up in union leadership after beginning his career in manual labor at a nickel smelter, championing workers' rights all along. Director and choreographer Diane Martel died September 18, 2025, in New York City. She died of breast cancer at the age of 63. She was best known for her work directing music videos, including memorable videos for such songs as Mariah Carey's Dream Lover, Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines, and Miley Cyrus's We Can't Stop. Martel is being remembered for helping shape an art form as she directed more than 150 videos for such musicians as Method Man, Christina Aguilera, Coldplay, Nicki Minaj, and many others. Actress Claudia Cardinale died September 23, 2025, in Namur, France, at the age of 87. She was a beloved star of European cinema in the 1960s and beyond, best known in the U.S. for her performances in such movies as 8½" and The Pink Panther. Cardinale is also being remembered for her work in Once Upon a Time in the West, The Leopard, and many other Italian films. Football player Rudi Johnson died September 23, 2025, at his home in Florida at the age of 45. He was a running back for the Cincinnati Bengals in the 2000s, including a standout year in 2005 when he helped the team to their first playoff appearance in 15 years. Johnson is also being remembered for his college career at Auburn. He was named SEC Player of the Year in 2000. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Social media personality Zuza Beine died September 22, 2025, after fighting acute myeloid leukemia at the age of 14. Millions of people watched her videos on Instagram and TikTok as she told stories of her 11-year battle with cancer while offering skincare tips and sharing her daily beauty routine. Beine is being remembered as an inspiration to her many friends and social media followers. Journalist Belva Davis died September 24, 2025 at the age of 92. She won 8 Emmy Awards during her decades-long career on Bay Area TV news, working as a reporter and anchor as well as hosting This Week in Northern California. Davis is being remembered as a trailblazer, the first Black woman to work as a TV reporter on the West Coast. Before we finish the celebrity tributes, I wanted to share a few of the most memorable obituaries we saw this week at Legacy. Not for celebrities, but for everyday people like you and me. They include this dive boat captain from Connecticut who shared his love of his adopted state of Hawaii with generations of visitors. This calypso musician from Tobago who helped create soca music, immigrated to New York, and brought people together in both of his homes with his joyful tunes. And this fifth-generation Oregonian who wrote poems, plays, and film scripts and raised her children to be as free-spirited as she was. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 17 years ago this week, actor Paul Newman died at the age of 83. He was one of Hollywood's all-time greats, known for such films as The Color of Money, for which he won an Oscar, as well as The Hustler, Cool Hand Luke, and The Sting. 27 years ago this week, Olympian Florence Griffith Joyner died at the age of 38. She was the fastest woman ever recorded, remembered for her 3 Olympic gold medals and for her uniquely bold fashion sense. "45 years ago this week, musician John Bonham died at the age of 32. He was the drummer for Led Zeppelin, known for his powerful work on songs like When the Levee Breaks and Immigrant Song, as well as for his solo on Moby Dick, which sometimes lasted as long as 30 minutes in concert. Actor Christopher Reeve was born 73 years ago this week. He died in October 2004 at the age of 52. Best known for his iconic role as Superman on the big screen, he also starred in such movies as Somewhere in Time and The Remains of the Day. Singer, pianist, and songwriter Ray Charles was born 95 years ago this week. He died in June 2004 at the age of 73. He was an R&B icon, ranked among the greatest singers of all time thanks to hits like Georgia on My Mind, What Did I Say, and Hit the Road Jack. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Kansas have been lowered to honor the memory of Magistrate Judge and retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Eric Campbell. Flags in Louisiana have been lowered to honor Hurricane Rita Remembrance Day. Flags in New York have been lowered to honor the memory of State Police Sergeant and Troop K Station Commander Nigel K. Barnett. Flags in Pennsylvania have been lowered to honor the memory of Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, Detective Mark Baker, and Detective Isaiah Emmenheiser, all of whom died in the line of duty. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. Follow Legacy.com on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.